Hello there, we're looking at Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. This is the PC version, which don't know if that makes a huge difference in terms of how it runs and stuff, because the reviews have been all over the place, and yeah, some of the flaws and stuff I'm not really seeing. Plays well, as far as I'm concerned. Not necessarily saying it's the greatest game ever, but it's not bad. It's got a few issues, mainly with the exploration. Um, Maybe we'll get into some of it later on, but okay. I wonder if I have to. So I was wondering how to get. There's something down there that I can't get, and I'm wondering if I have to. Um, no, it doesn't look like there's a way over there. So I have to use the mist and get blown through. I've just got the mist as a power. I didn't see this before. I've also just had a bit of a problem where I couldn't get through a door. It was open, and my weapons could get through, uh, my projectiles could get through, but I couldn't, and I'm not entirely sure why I couldn't. Okay, this might get me in. Question is whether or not. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, like I say, it's a bit more like traditional Castlevania, as traditional Castlevania became after Symphony of the Night, in that there's exploration and stuff. It's not quite a 3D Igavania, and he wasn't touching the blade there when he did that. Right, I don't know what that does. Yeah, whatever. We'll worry about that some other time. Um, yeah, the exploration, like I say, some of it's a bit of a problem in that it's not always clear that you can go back on yourself and you can go somewhere that you can't progress through. But unless this might be a case in point, because I'm not entirely sure where this is going to take us. But let's go down there anyway. But there are points where there'll be somewhere you know you're supposed to go there, but you just can't see the route you're supposed to take. It doesn't do a particularly good job sometimes of explaining that. Okay, yeah, you need to. So there was a bit, and I've seen someone else complain about this, and it took it took 5 minutes to work out or something. It didn't take too long. But I had to get past two guards, and to do this, I had to get past another couple, and yeah, I'd sort of solved it. I thought I had. I knew I had to turn into a rat, as you've just seen me do. Um, but I wasn't sure how to do that. There didn't seem to be a way to turn into a rat. So I thought maybe I had to distract the guards, and then I had to go on top of this train and stuff, and tried a few things, didn't work, and it turned out the thing to turn into rats was right back at the start of the section, which, not hugely complicated, but there was no indication it was there. And it's little things like that. There was a platforming bit where I didn't know I didn't know I could get to a platform, or it didn't look like I could get to a platform, and it was purely because I was stood on the wrong bit. Um, and another bit where I had to turn the machine on, and there was nothing telling me that I had to do something else before I could turn that machine on, so I just kept trying to turn the machine on, and nothing was happening. And at a certain point, it's at a certain point it's your own fault, and you should maybe just, go off and explore and accept that clearly this isn't working, but it could be a little better. Right, those flying guys you just saw. Let's get this memorial. Ordinarily I'd read this, but I'm not going to. The flying guys are humans. Demons have taken over the city, and yeah, you need to. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. I don't even need to concentrate on this bit. I don't know why I'm doing it. Yeah, so you've been woken up by, if you played the first game you saw, kind of the end. It doesn't quite match with the end of the game. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but um, you've been woken up by Zobek, who was in the first game. You being Dracula, and Satan is coming back. You defeated Satan at the end of Lords of Shadow 1. He's coming back, and he's gonna. He basically he's he's furious with you two because you destroyed him. Uh, Zobek is hidden in the shadows. None of the demons know he's still alive, and everyone assumes you're not still alive, or at the very least you're weak or asleep. This whole city has been built on top of your castle. I believe it's called Castlevania City, which is a terrible name for a city, but you know. I'm going to get into combat in a minute, so I'm just going to take a second to explain some stuff. So you're trying to get your powers back, you're trying to get stronger. I've just done a great bit actually with that's how I got the mist. It was boss fight for that was really difficult, but I will say this, that if it's a character from the previous game, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but your chaos projectiles are really useful. Even if it looks like they're not doing damage on that boss, they will be. So it involves two characters from the first game, two women from the first game. That's all I'll say, and that's how to do the first one, because that took me ages. Again, it's just there's not quite enough guidance there. But yeah, the core gameplay is the same as. Oh, no, it's not, I guess. But anyway, the combat is kind of the same as Lords of Shadow 1, slightly more open, slightly more fluid. I like the combat. I think it's what's stopping this from being a bad game. Like I say, I'm not entirely convinced by how bad this is supposed to be, like the 4 out of 10 reviews and stuff. However, this is also a section where I just couldn't get any further. There was an exit. I assume I was at the right exit, but yeah, I couldn't. It wouldn't let me through a door that was open. So we'll see. Let's trigger this. So these guys are annoying because they can block and you have to use your chaos. But there's also demons that sprouted. I have no idea where they came from, but so I could do with go. They would not be on this wall as well, and that guy's going to blow up. Finish him off, get some health back. Yeah, if you time your counter better, it's not hugely useful. When you're fighting in a group like this, but yeah, you need to have your chaos magic on if ideally you're going to destroy their shield, but you can also just, if you have the move, you can jump over them. Yeah, you can turn the quick time events off. I haven't. Because I don't mind them, and I'd rather have something to do. I do wish that I was actually after one of them attack me. Let's see if he will. Yeah. You see him counter and it filled up the bit at the bottom. So now he's dropping magic orbs that I can absorb. And depending on which trigger I use, or which stick I use, fills up with chaos or healing magic. Right. Let's see if I can get over here, because nope. There is, when we were up on, when I was talking before, we were up on this, there's something over there you can collect, but I don't know how to get up there. Right. So this is where I had problems, so hopefully it works. I've restarted the game. And this is the first bug like this I've encountered, assuming it is a bug and I'm not being an idiot. There's nowhere, if I press LT, you see the red things there. That tells you if there's another route you can take. Oh, not another route, but it's where you can grab onto and things. So let's go down here. Let's see if I can get through. I can. Great. I don't know if it just wasn't loading this area or what, but I couldn't get in. Let's see if there's anything in here. Yeah. Okay, so this is a pain box. You find these and... okay, is it going to let me grab it? There we go. It's... if you collect 5 of them, depending on which one you get, it extends your healing magic, which I forget what it's called, but let's say blue magic, and there's... see, this is what I mean. I could take this lift, and it's not the right way, but there's nothing stopping me from doing it. I don't know what it does, so I don't even know if I've been here before. So let's just leave it. But there's, yeah. So it's. I mean, now that would be my own fault for going the wrong way. Right? You know, the arrow is on the map. You can see it there, pointing towards that door. Let's hopefully it's let me through. Yep. That would be my own fault if I went the wrong way there, but you can go off and explore and go, oh, I wonder if this will find some secret that I can get, because there are, you know, there's unlockables and there's ways to extend your health and things, but yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you always should. Looks like this is us going back to Zobek's place, so maybe should have turned the brightness up. So yeah, we're going to Zobek's by the look of it. There's a lot of lifts in this game and mechanisms and things like that. This, for example, restoring power. You sometimes get a bit of dialogue as well, and it's it just hides that it's kind of loading the next game. But you can see from the icon, it doesn't take that long to load on the PC. I mean, obviously it depends on your hard drive, but on the console it might take a little longer. Okay, we're not in Zobek's, we're in, I don't know, looks like... So one of the things as well, this is going to sound like a massive insult, and it's something that I've thought about, and it's probably going to be in the review. It feels stupid as this sounds, and as much as an insult as it sounds, it feels a bit like an old PS2 game, in that you have lots of different playstyles. So it's not just combat. It's like back then you couldn't just do combat in a game the way you can with something like God of War now. Instead, it's more... Can we go on here? We can go on here. There's a pain box. So there's like a stealth section, because you need something else to do, and then there's platforming and things. I would rather it just be the combat, to be honest. I was fine with that in the first game. A bit more exploration isn't the worst thing. Okay, we got a guy to fight. If there's someone else, yeah. That guy leaping about is quite a lot of damage. Okay, so he's blocking, so I need to... I could have jumped over and left trigger an A, but I think I have to unlock that as a move. I think that's all the enemies. There's still enemy music playing. Yeah, it can take a bit of time with the music to get it to stop. Let's see if there's anything in here. Yes. These guys. Right, so I think I'm supposed to get on that lift, use the mist to get in there, which I don't want to do yet. Let's pick this up though. Instead, we're going to try and get those pain boxes if we can. Okay, that's good news, 'cause it should fill that up as well. Right, so that's kind of the limit of where I can go on this bit. So there's probably, I don't know, it looks to me like there should be a double jump later on, or at least a kind of grapple thing. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So, crap, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Yeah, like I say, feeding on them gets your health back and stuff. Oh, well, we should be okay. Like I say, a lot of lifts in this game. It's a Mass Effect of Castlevanias. Does not work without electricity. So, I thought we turned on the electricity. Maybe we just took too long or something. Yeah, there isn't always a lot of knockback on the enemies either. So yeah, the shotgun guys, I haven't worked out quite how to deal with them properly yet. But I'm sure that they're not too difficult. Bow. So yeah, you can tell where you're supposed to go because of the smoke, like bats. Electricity, so where's the electricity on this bit? it's the same. So it looks like you should be able to, like you should drop down here, but oh, brick. Go down. Oh well, let's head there then. Yeah, as difficult as it may be for you to believe, I am actually using some skill there. Not a lot, 'cause it's not hugely difficult, but you get up. It does seem to be only it's just a time thing. I'd say that's probably a bad idea. East tactics are just tap dash. Good. I hope we don't have to do that again. I suspect we will. Okay, we're supposed to go that way, so let's see if we can get... No. See, that's what I mean, there's gaps like that that obviously I can't do yet, so it looks to me like a double jump somewhere, or some other way, but there's a thing up there as well, so... Oh well, worry about it some other time. And this might be a stealth section, so good, we get to show all the different types of gameplay. In fact, yes, this looks very much like a stealth section. So with these bits you can possess people. If there's a little scientist on screen, or just a scientist I guess, technician, whatever he is, rather than that big giant guy there, you probably have to take over the little guy. And yeah, you have to walk them over to this, they look in there.
Access granted.
And you get access. Okay, this looks plot important. So we're looking for an antidote because there was a gas thing that turned people into demons. So I don't know what these Quake guys are, but yeah, we can't fight them head on. Dracula isn't powerful enough. So there is, as you can see there, a little grate. I suspect I'm supposed to turn into a vampire. Sorry, a rat at some point. I am a vampire. Yeah, hide in the dark. So let's. When you're a rat, you actually aren't just the one. You're all of them. You control one at a time. But you can see the 9 in the top left. So if you get stepped on or something like that, it's not, you don't immediately get put back. No, I think I've solved this. So we need another scientist to come through, and then or maybe no one else is coming through. Okay, so what we can do is throw bats at that guy, and then easy this. Solved it. I'm glad, because some of them took me a bit of time, so I'm glad I did that first time. You don't have a lot of time in this form, but generally it's not. There's nothing else you can do other than just go forward. So you know, you can't interact with anything apart from the thing you're supposed to interact with. So it's not going to give you enough. So it's not going to make it so you don't have enough time.
Access granted.
See, the guy walking like this, I don't think I'd let him take off his mask. He's clearly ill.
Come on through. Injection in the neck. What?
Keep it open for long without being discovered.
So yeah, I think that's what we're going to call it, because that's a bit, bit of everything, and we're getting into a cutscene now. I will say this, I really like the designs and some of the monsters and stuff, and some of the NPCs and things. Like some of them, they look great.
What shit have you injected me with, you insect?
Your own antidote, my dear. When your possession disappears, you are going to tell us where the acolytes are.
Yeah, it's the thing I was going to say as well. Some of the acting's been, like, some of the voice acting's a bit terrible with the just the standard enemies. And just some of the stuff that Robert Carlyle and Patrick Stewart have to say, you could understand. You know, they might not.
The dragon still lives. We thought you dead. No matter. You want to know where the acolytes are? Behold before you a child of Satan! My father fears you. He fears you may ruin his plans. I cannot allow that. Nothing will stand in the way of his
So yeah, like I say, some of the stuff they've had to say and things, I could understand them sort of wincing when they read the script. But there was a scene involving, like I say, when I got the mist, involving a couple of characters from the first game, and it was great, and you could understand. You know, it maybe doesn't seem so terrible when you're
Where's
doing
she
that bit.
gone?
But there's not been as much dialogue as the first game. Okay, this looks like a boss fight, so I think we will stop here because this file is going to be getting huge.
Using so much power will alert the other acolytes.
I will cast a spell of confusion around her to block any signals. Ah! Finish her off.
Oh, yeah,
Now!
cheers for the help. Okay. Yeah, like I say, so far I'm not seeing why this game is reviewed so badly, but like I say, playing the PC version, it's running really well, apart from that one bug that I had. And I like the combat in the first game, so more of that. The platforming's mostly fine, just occasionally it doesn't give you enough indication of what route you're supposed to take. The stealth isn't great, you could do without it. The exploration's fine, I quite enjoy that, although you do end up, like I say, coming back on yourself or going ways you're not supposed to go quite easily just because you're curious, just because there's a route you could take. The mix of locations has been pretty good. Bouncing between the castle and the city and stuff, that's pretty good. The castle sections have been great as well. And yeah, like there's been some really good cutscenes and stuff. I've heard bad stuff about the ending, but I haven't got there yet. Like I said, the first acolyte, I don't know how many acolytes there are, but I'm clearly, if I'm just fighting the first one, I'm not that far in. But yeah, like I say, decent game. Yeah, this will be going up on bitparade.co.uk. There will be a review once I've played more of the game, probably finished it. And yeah, I'll put a link under the video once once it's all done. But yeah, hope you enjoyed.